Tomorrow is a very significant event in this Bitwise saga.
The founders of the failed Fresno company Bitwise have now signed a plea deal. Bitwise Industries collapsed last year. Now its founders, Jake Soberal and Irma Olguin Jr., are expected to appear in front of a federal judge tomorrow to plead guilty to at least a couple of counts of wire fraud. Fox 26 News reporter Myra Franco breaks down what's inside those plea deals. And Myra, they're accused of taking more than $100 million from several businesses and individuals.
Yeah, attorney Roger Bonactar says the focus of these plea deals is strictly on the wire fraud charges, not the victims, the ones who lost their job. He says the victims are expected, or actually will most likely be here in court tomorrow. Bonactar also says Soberal and Olguin's fate now remain in the hands of the judge. Court documents show the founders of the now bankrupt company Bitwise Industries have signed off on a plea deal. Wednesday, Jake Soberal and Irma Olguin will go before a federal judge.
They are going to have to stand up, face the district court judge, and admit guilt for 2 counts. 1, conspiracy to commit wire fraud, and 2, actual wire fraud.
Bonactar is representing 900 former Bitwise workers in a civil suit after they lost their jobs, suffered bounced paychecks, and 401k losses. But he says this plea deal does not focus on the employees.
So this plea that's being entered tomorrow is really focused on the wire fraud charges.
So what's inside the plea deals? For starters, less jail time for Soberal and Olguin.
By entering a plea early, as opposed to going to trial, they will get the benefit of a reduced sentence. The sentence reduction isn't tremendous.
Under the agreement, the maximum sentence the court can impose on each count is 20 years, a fine of $250,000, and 3 years of supervised release, along with a special assessment of $100. They also agree to pay restitution to former partners up to $115 million. Sounds simple, but Bonactar says it's not.
That will also be a relatively complex process because we're talking about complex loans, investments, and other structures. So likely we'll be back in a few months to hear exactly what will be the fate for Jake and Irma.
Should the judge accept the plea, Soberal and Olguin will need to return for sentencing. That's when the judge will decide whether they'll serve time in federal prison. Liz Monty sending it back to you in the studio.
All right, thank you so much, Myra. Now, should, in this case, Bonactar says that the class action lawsuit on behalf of former employees could take years. He says the Bitwise filed for bankruptcy protection in several states where it had operated.
Hi, I'm Monty Torres with Fox 26 News on YouTube. Thank you for checking out our YouTube channel, where we have loads of great content for you to choose from. And while you're here, why not click on the subscribe button right here? That way you can stay in touch with all the latest breaking news, everything news related within the Central Valley. And thank you for watching.